All right, I'm excited to give you another Masterful Living tip. One of the things I've learned over the last 11 years of Masterful Living, starting year 12 of Masterful Living here. Very excited for that. We begin on January 20th. You can jump in and join us and make it the best year ever. One of the things that I've learned over my many years of being a spiritual student in the last couple of decades really is that specialness abounds. That's right, specialness becomes a real issue for us. And there's good specialness that people yearn for, they long for, they're looking for, and then there's bad specialness that they're afraid of. But there's also oftentimes some kind of yearning for that bad specialness because we so often think that there's something wrong with us, that we're bad, that we're not worthy of love, we're not good enough, and all those kinds of thoughts. Then what happens is we become very attached to that decision we've made about ourselves. And so we're looking for life to prove it to us. And we can actually relax once we have established, oh yeah, there it is. I'm especially bad. I'm especially slow. I'm especially not good enough. I'm whatever, especially not. So when that happens in our minds, we go to this place of these spiritual teachings, they work for other people, but they don't work for me. And that was something that, oh my gosh, I was so attached to that idea about myself. And here's one of the things that I manifested in my life to make it proven to me. I really convinced myself that these spiritual things would not work for me. They only work for other people. And how I did it was I took a lot of self-help courses. I lived in Los Angeles for 22 years. It's the land of the self-help guru and the self-help courses. And I took a heck of a lot of them because being a student at Agape, being a practitioner in training, and then being a practitioner, a minister in training, and then a minister, all those years, everybody came to Agape to teach and offer their self-help trainings and their spiritual trainings and all of that. And I took a boatload of them. And what frequently happened for me was I would do these intensive trainings, or I'd spend a lot of money on these trainings, or somebody would give me an expensive training, things like that. And then I would, when it was over, I would just fall off the wagon. I didn't keep it going. And so I didn't really employ it in my life. And that's what made me feel like a loser. That's what made me feel like, oh, you see, there's the proof. These things work for other people, but not for me. Other people take this same course and they make $1 million. The other people take this same course and it changes their whole life, but that doesn't happen for me. So what I've learned is that we don't get what we want. We get what we're looking with, right? So if we're looking through the belief system of it doesn't work for me, that's what we're going to experience unless we're willing to change our belief system. And that's why in Masterful Living, we focus entirely on changing our belief system. And we do it through lots and lots of forgiveness. We do it through practicing forgiveness in the ways that A Course in Miracles teaches us to. And the ways of teaching forgiveness and studying forgiveness and actually living forgiveness are somewhat hidden in A Course in Miracles. I know that I started teaching forgiveness long before I started studying A Course in Miracles. And when I first came to A Course in Miracles and started teaching forgiveness, people who had been students of A Course in Miracles far longer than me, a decade, 2 decades longer than me, they were coming to me and saying, I never thought to live it this way. What you're talking about is revolutionary. But it's not revolutionary. It's completely within A Course in Miracles. but people just skim over it because many times we will settle for reading a book and thinking we understand something because we understand the words that are there on the page. We understand the words that the person is saying, but that is not a healing for us. The healing happens when we apply the teaching, and that's why Masterful Living is not a 6-week course or a 10-week course or even a 3-month course. This is about a deep, living, practical application. The biggest breakthroughs often come September, October, November, December, because it's month after month of willingness to practice and apply, and clearing the clutter, and clearing the emotional clutter, clearing the mental clutter, clearing the life clutter. All of this happens, and because we're always bringing other people with us and the other people we're in relationship with, their transformation is tied to our transformation. I was just talking about this with someone earlier today, that they are truly seeing their spouse who is not in these classes shifting and changing in the most beautiful ways that wouldn't happen through our conversations with them, but does happen through our living with them, through our life with them. So powerful, so healing. So this is the thing about what we're doing in Masterful Living is we're getting rid of that core belief that it doesn't work for us because we're especially bad or wrong or stupid or unlovable or unworthy or whatever those core beliefs are. We're healing the core beliefs, and then all the manifestations of the core beliefs fall away easily and with grace. Is it effortlessly? No, it is not effortlessly. We put real effort and work into Masterful Living, but we make it fun and we make it beautiful because there's a group of us from around the world and we're doing it together. Many people have made the strongest, best friendships in the world. Yes, that they've ever had. They are making friendships where they travel to see each other. They spend time with each other. They stay at each other's houses. They even move to be near each other. It's wonderful how these things transpire and occur because love is clearing the way. Love is clearing the blocks. And when we keep our attention on love, and when we help each other keep our attention on love, it is spectacularly healing. So that's my tip from Masterful Living is be willing to give up that special badness and the identification with being especially bad or a slow learner or any other belief like that, and recognize that maybe you're like me. Maybe you took a lot of self-help courses that you didn't stick to, that you didn't fully apply. And so after a couple weeks after the course, a few months after the course, you realize, I just fell back into my old ways. That was a waste of my time, energy, and money. That's how I used to feel. And that's why Spirit guided me to do a year-long course. Because after the course of a year, people have learned to really embody these spiritual teachings into their life. They have a steady spiritual practice, and they've had a lot of healing. So life really is different for them. And that's what I wish for you. Come join us. We start January 20th, and if you join us now, you can get all the early bird things with us too. I love you. Mwah.